I work for I did work for a U.S. aerospace company on different projects. I have a security clearance for the past 13 years. Everything that I've worked on and seen is not anywhere close to the same level of technology as the Tic Tac, for example, or other things that have been cited that are quite exotic and can move in ways that defy physics. Some of the things I've worked on I cannot and will never talk about. As a patriotic American, I would never divulge classified information.
And you have some direct experience of this with your family. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I moved to the West Coast in 2012. No family west of the Mississippi. My grandmother was nice enough to let me know that I had a great uncle named Sam Urquhart. He told me that he worked at Area 51 from 1997 until 2014. Stayed working there as EG&G evolved through a merger with Raytheon, I believe, into the company known as JT3, and then retired in 2014 as JT3 transitioned into JT4. He said, when I first got there in 1997, I had a personal conversation with a senior EG&G engineer whose group was tasked with trying to reverse engineer, figure out an object that was brought there by some CIA people in the 1980s, and it was supposedly found just resting in a remote desert location, fully intact. And the senior EG&G engineer described to my great uncle that it was egg-shaped, about the size of a SUV, smooth and seamless, metallic looking, silverish gray in color, no control surfaces, no flaps, no inlet, no exhaust. It showed up on X-ray as a solid object. They tried to penetrate the hull, try to open it. They couldn't. They said that they were able to take some very small samples of the material. I'm not an expert in chemistry, but I guess the isotope ratio or the mixture of elements, they concluded it was not made on Earth. It's my personal belief that the technical data information should remain classified, and these objects shouldn't be paraded around for everyone to see, although I know humanity wants to see this and know this information. The problem is other countries have these objects as well. I conducted a 45-minute phone interview directly with Aero, told them everything that I'm sharing right now. Shortly after the interview, they forwarded me a memorandum of record to sign and date initial, and that's going to be compiled with all the other data they're collecting and to a historical record that's going to go to Congress sometime next year. My dealings with Aero, they were very professional. They were very interested in what I had to say. They never said, don't talk about this. They never were threatening. They never were demeaning.
What would you say the value is of this information? You know, on the one hand, you are giving a story that's second or third hand. This is retold by your great uncle who's now passed away. On the other hand, this could give us a very interesting lead to potential alien craft that's hidden at Area 51.
I think the public wants answers, and they want answers from Aero now, but there's a lot of people contacting them like I have, and they're trying to get not just some data, but as much as they can, compile it and give it to Congress for them to disseminate. It's not going to be compiled and just given to a news organization. So people, I think, need a little more patience. Skepticism is good and holding people's feet to the fire, but at the same time, you gotta let investigations take some time. Disclosure has to be done carefully. It has to be done carefully. We don't want our enemies to know everything that we've got.
Do you have a message for any other potential whistleblowers or people with information about potential crash retrievals or UFOs? What should they do?
Never want to play your full hand. But I do believe wholeheartedly that humanity deserves to know the truth if we have recovered these non-human objects or crafts, which 100% I believe we have.